Yeah, right before this cast, K-Bot was like, sorry, your team's going up against Sayonara on stream. But that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yep, see, so we have the Squeezer and the Nautilus, and that's probably going to be, the Squeezer and the Nautilus are probably going to stay for a lot of maps, unless there needs to be more range, in which case we'll see that Nautilus turn into a another Splatling, or less range, and we'll see that Squeezer turn into a Junior.
Sayonara gets really to the center really quickly and is able to break the barrier. Friend Splatoon having a difficult time sort of getting back control of the center. Sayonara pushes up really quickly, and that's...
They're going to have to be able to stop
as you
now.
said, very aggressive. Although they're taken down right before the pedestal.
Yep, so they got past that. They got past that kind of critical point, that really difficult choke point to get past, because they had just gotten that wipe and they were so quick on the draw to make the push happen. Right now, Fugmagi...
They went for the reset there.
Is able to get that pick where he's going to be able to get another one. We saw him kind of flank last time he got into a situation. But this time it's kind of... Oh, that fall off from Jared. That was really effective. Immediately pops the Inkjet, tries to make this into a small kill situation. Gets taken out by Miss Salty, though.
Nice dodge there. Although with so many people and so many members down, it's really hard to come to... So you're getting shot at from all the different angles.
Yep. Can you just
and
jump on this?
Yep. And there's the game.
I haven't actually seen someone go for that jump in such a long time. I forgot how it works.
There are some jumps in the game where it surprises me every time I see them, because it's like, it seems so simple when you see it like that.
Well, the problem with that jump is that you typically don't even get into position to do so unless you push from the left side, and then you are forced to back up. And then it's like, well, I guess I can just kind of go up here. It's like this weird, it takes like a bunch of like kind of awkward, doesn't happen often like things to happen in a row until you're finally
nice,
it's like, now I get to do this, and I'm really cool, and I did it on stream.
So next set is tower control on Mako Mart. So it's a pretty compact map.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a map where some snowballing can happen. Now, the kind of saving grace is that for Triton is that this map in general, how do I put it? Well, just tower control in general, I'm sorry. Because you have to stick with the tower and slowly move it forward and stuff, the objective can't do what it did
for Rainmaker.
Last game, right. Yeah, you can't have like the Rainmaker just go from 0 to hero, just like oh, we got one wipe, now it's in your base. Like, that doesn't happen in tower control. I mean, you can still have really strong pushes, is that there's a time, but there's just a time limit on them. I mean, you can definitely turn a wipe into getting past a checkpoint or two. But as far as like getting it to like, what was it, like 11, 13?
Yeah,
it was
13
something
in the first,
something like that. Yeah. That kind of thing isn't as easy in tower control.
I like the smiley face on Anthony.
Yeah.
Smiley face.
His name's actually Ant now. He's a nut, man. Ant's just crazy. I don't want to tell stories on stream because we're sponsored, but he's just a funny guy. He's a funny guy. And his name is rarely actually Ant. So it's not even Ant right now, it's Anthony. Of course he can't just make his name Ant. What a...
Yeah, and reading up on the form that they submitted, just Ant would like to stay anonymous.
Yeah. I don't even know if his name's actually Ant. Like,
not sure what
we
that
didn't
means.
know it was him. Like, he was standing and he was like, hi, I'm Ant. And then we were like, no, you're not. But I don't believe it. Like, this kid's such a troll. It's like, no one had believed that he was Ant. Playstyle, question mark, question mark, question mark. That's because even he doesn't know what he's about to do.
As you're mentioning, sort of aggressive play style will still be rewarded, but not as quickly in tower control. Triton Splatoon sort of takes a much more spread out approach to this first movement towards the middle.
Yep.
While Sayonara is much more concentrated and moving sort of as a herd.
Nice pick right there. We saw some teamwork from the ballpoint and the K-shot over there on the right side of the right side of our screens. They were able to get some picks. They're only 2 members of Sayonara alive, but they are still pushing to get past the first checkpoint. Looks like they're going to give it up afterwards.
On the tower.
No, Ant is going to actually go ahead and use the bubbles right here. Let's see how useful these end up being. Not too not too vital right now as the tower is starting to push, but if that tower kept moving, that would have been created a really safe space on the left side of the map for Sayonara to continue pushing. And now that the tower is pushing up, unfortunately, those bubbles are gone.
Being able to take down the splatling from up there is it's a really useful vantage point, but taking that down is pretty exposed still. Not much to hide behind.
All right, getting onto the second checkpoint right now. This is starting to get to a critical point on this map. We see the missiles going on. Bubbles are ready. They're probably going to be put up into this kind of left area, like where the clam basket goes. And how is Triton going to be able to respond here?
Well, they're past checkpoint 3, so they're temporarily stopping. Oh, they got one with the bomb. So they're able to push it back, but again, while on the flip side, while you can't immediately push to the goal like with Rainmaker, you also can't get back to neutral very easily when you're behind.
All right, now we just see continued pressure on this side of the map from Sayonara. Bagel right here with that Nautilus. It gets this thing that has basically hit scan, and it does a lot of DPS. So once the Nautilus gets its kind of awkward movement into position, it can go for these kind of crazy picks. And we've seen out of Bagel tons of times how he's able to kind of slay with this weapon.
Right,
and right now, Sayonara
kind of
pushes,
stuck
I think
at base still.
Yeah,
that's KO there.
That is going to be into the KO from Sayonara. I mean, we obviously, like, they're third seed in the tournament, and, depending on how the NA Open could have gone, they could have been first or second seed as well. So we're definitely expecting Triton to have difficulties with them. But honestly, I think that they're not doing that bad, all things considered. It's seed 3 versus seed 27 or something like that?
Well, if it's based on the NA Open, we had an event that was going on campus that day. So
right. Gotcha.
So we didn't even participate in that one. So I guess it's more like question mark seed.
Yeah.
Which could be an interesting narrative, depending on how they perform. So the next map is going to be Clam Blitz on New Albacore Hotel. I do know that the Triton Splatoon members kind of dislike this map in particular.
I think everybody does. To be honest. I don't know if anyone actually likes this. Well, Lux said he likes it earlier, but Lux is weird. So.
What are the stages that you particularly dislike? I can't do anything with Triggerfish.
Yeah, no, I suck at Triggerfish, man. And Triggerfish was my best map in Splat 1. I mean, it's also because like the strategies and stuff that I did in Splat 1 don't really apply the same as in Splat 2. Also, like just like some of the weapons that are good on Triggerfish don't really Splash isn't like overpowered on Triggerfish. Like
I had in Splat Zones, Triggerfish, I had a 12% win rate, and I was proud of it. I finally, like a year and a half later, played a match on it and won, but I was proud of my 12%.
I mean, for a little bit, I would just suck it up and just pick Custom Explasher every time I played Triggerfish Zone, just because that thing is just so ridiculously overpowered on that map. But it's not even that good anymore. So Triggerfish is weird. This map's kind of weird. I don't really like Arowana that much. Aside from that, I mean, I don't really completely dislike. I don't hate any maps in Splat 2. I don't really have any favorite maps either. But a few of them, man, I just don't know what I'm doing.
So what are going to be the most effective strategies for pushing with Clam Blitz, particularly on this stage? There's a lot of the water in the area middle and the bridges are very exposed.
Yeah, so we talked earlier about how Clam Blitz in general is like you kind of play it like Splat Zone, but they need to go kind of cash it in. This map can be a little bit tricky, right? Because playing Splat Zones on this map requires use of specials, and then making pushes requires use of specials. Like you talk about, there's kind of like that moat that stretches in between the middle of the map and the enemy base. So it takes a lot of very specific uses of your specials. I mean, of course, in the case of the way this set has been going, you could always just, get a wipe, and that makes things easier, but you still need to be able to get clams, kind of leading up to that. So
Sayonara has 19 clams currently, and they're positioning to get towards the basket.
Oh, nice shots, Bagel.
3 of them coming out, trying Splatoon. Not soon enough to defend the barrier.
Nice.
The Sayonara doesn't have any more clams, but they are able to sort of mitigate and keep Triton Splatoon down. Good stop by Miss Ulti. And now it goes sort of to a reset. Not exactly, because they're still right in their face.
Yep, I mean, the push was never really stopped. It was just like a few people were taken out. And, you know, while other people just kind of like, you know, they decided to be the safe spawn. They decided to, what are you doing, Jared? They decided to be the safe spawn. They decided to make sure that the push was going to keep going. And, you know, those people were never really dealt with, so the push never really stopped. But it was also because, you know, they had gotten the clams in, right? So they were kind of okay with the push being stopped at that point.
Sayonara, it looked there like they had 3 people sort of keeping up the pressure and 1 person
Yep.
sort of harvesting, which is pretty effective.
Yep. You generally, during a push, you generally don't want more than one
Yes.
person actually playing objective. You want 3 people kind of like going for kills and just making the score process happen. Then you want 1 person that's worried about, you know, throwing in clams and stuff like that.
Yeah. Still, Sayonara still keeping the members of Triton's Splatoon down. They weren't able to pick up the pity clam, so no second pity clam there. Just because the pressure is kept up, and that beacon there is going to allow them, even if they are taken out, to come right back.
Yep. Yeah, that's another strength of ballpoint. One of the few beacon weapons in the game that's actually that viable.
Looks like Squeezer from Sayonara is going up on left to sort of flank again, but they were noticed and
Does he have
pushed back.
special? He does have special, though. He could turn this into something if he's not taken out. There go the bubbles. Oh, that 1 person survives. Doesn't survive the second bubble, though. I think he has 1 more. No, he gets taken out by missiles, unfortunately. And Jared's not really in a position to score clams right now. Bagel is neither. So there's actually going to be a push ended pretty quickly. Jared trades on the landing. But look, yeah, like you're talking about, there's still beacons everywhere. There's still people kind of in position to push. Bagel right now takes out this kind of crafty 52 that was trying to move over to the right-hand side. Wall doesn't help him out. And here comes another clam from Sayonara. And yeah, this is just 1 slow, brutal, never-ending push like for the last like 3 minutes. It's not really scoring that many points, but it's slowly winning the game. And you know,
And
at this point, there's not that many
that's a lot of
points left to score. Yeah, 1 more. And
Oh, well, they need 1 more to win. Looks like it'll have to go to the next push.
yeah, I was thinking more of it. That's funny. But I mean, yeah, that's kind of been the story so far, right? Like Sayonara has been never really wiped. They run out of clams before they run out of bodies.
Oh, nice trade there by Brian, but there, Sayonara is right back to being. Wow, the
I wanted to see Bagel.
the ballpoint in your face, able
Yep.
to just take 3 people down. Oh, that bomb almost wasn't a threat.
These guys
Here
both
comes a
just
power
kinda-
clam, probably jumping to that platform again.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like I've seen this before. They only need what, 2 clams after this?
Yeah, which
Do they even have 2
they don't
clams?
have 2 clams.
They have 1.
There's 1. They are able to get there, but now they need 1 more.
And there we go. All right. Whew. That
So-
was literally like a 4-minute push.
And yeah, Clam Blitz, probably the most difficult mode to get a knockout in.
Yeah.
That's not a controversial statement by any means. But so even with the really high aggression and really well played by Sayonara,
Yep.
keeping up the pressure for 3 minutes, it took 3 minutes
Yeah.
to have that even lead to the knockout.